Welcome to this Universe 2021 demo booth session, Enterprise Server from Development to Deployment. I'm Graham Owen and I work in the Mainframe Solutions product management team, focusing on our mainframe application deployment solutions, Enterprise Server and Enterprise Server for .NET. In this session, we are going to take a brief look at how using a containerized infrastructure can help improve code quality, speed of delivery, and minimize the system downtime associated with change. I'm joined in this session by Alan Staves, who will be demonstrating some of the concepts and approaches that will be outlined here. Our focus in this session is how our solution can be effectively deployed to help you achieve your quality, speed, and service goals. We know that many of your COBOL and PL1 applications have been developed over a number of years to meet the changing demands of the business, and that they continue to change to meet new business challenges. To help you manage this change, we take a holistic approach to the requirements, viewing these changes through the three modernization lenses: application, process, and infrastructure. As part of this session, Alan will be demonstrating how you can use our development tools in a modern development process using modern containerized infrastructure to implement an application change. We'll then finish with some thoughts on how you might benefit from this approach to application development and deployment. We understand that your IT systems are typically complex and are spread across multiple systems, with the applications and data spread across different systems, including the mainframe. Managing application modernization across these complex and diverse portfolios is a major challenge, with the mainframe often isolated because development uses different approaches and tooling. Whether you are developing for deployment to the mainframe or to systems that have been rehosted using Enterprise Server to Linux, Unix or Windows, our development tools can help you adopt a modern, agile approach to modernizing your applications. The tools that we provide as part of the Micro Focus Enterprise Suite are designed to be better together, and using them together will help you achieve the maximum value. Our tools can help you deliver real value to the business, helping you to improve code quality and reduce time to market. Our holistic approach ensures that from the change discovery process using Enterprise Analyzer through the coding of changes with Enterprise Developer, before testing and deploying to the mainframe or Enterprise Server, our tools, when fully integrated in the development pipeline, help you avoid production failures. Our focus today will be around how adopting a containerized approach for development, testing and production when deploying to Enterprise Server benefits your operational processes, maximizing service availability by managing the impact of change. Using Enterprise Test Server, a similar process can be implemented for deployment to the mainframe. Alan's demo is going to look at how the consistency of containers can help ensure a smooth implementation of application changes into production. Even the simplest application change has to pass through a number of environments, from the developer's test environment to production. Ensuring that all of these environments are consistent can be a challenge. Differences often occur, and it is possible to have an error in one environment that cannot be accurately recreated in the developer's test environment. Tracking this type of error is incredibly difficult. And of course, if the only environment that the error occurs in is production, the only option becomes to test in production, which is not good. Using a containerized approach to infrastructure, you can eliminate these inconsistencies, making it easier for the developer to replicate errors that occur later in the testing cycle in their testing environment. Another common challenge is the deployment of change into business critical systems. Using containers, customers can fully test the production deployment process, including backout, to ensure that there are no unexpected issues when the update is implemented in production. Alan's demo will show the first and last steps of the whole process, but this should give you enough detail to understand how using this approach will help you improve application quality.
Thanks, Graham. So we're using a Kubernetes cluster here to run our favorite bank demo application. Kubernetes runs containers in pods, and our application pod is configured as part of a performance and availability cluster or pack. This allows the application capacity to be scaled up and down dynamically. Here, looking at the Kubernetes dashboard, we can see that we have just one application pod running. Containers are an excellent way of defining the build and execution environment for an application in source code form, so that it can be stored along with the rest of the application source code and used to automatically create traceable and reproducible builds, which can then be deployed into different environments. In this demo, the container is based on OpenSUSE running Enterprise Server 6.0. Kubernetes will monitor pods and automatically restart them if they fail, and it can be configured to automatically scale the application as demand varies. So, using Rumba, let's take a look at our application. So we'll just connect to the application and start the transaction. And we can see that on the login screen, there is actually an error. This should clearly say, "Welcome to Micro Focus demonstration system." So we need to fix that. And we'll fix that in the way that you would fix the application, or you would roll out a new version of the application. So this needs to be done in a controlled way that requires that the entire pack is stopped. In this case, we only have one pod, so we can take a shortcut, but in reality you would actually need to stop the whole pack, and therefore you can do this during some sort of maintenance window when no one's using the application. So let's first off fix the bug in Enterprise Developer. So I'll swap over to Enterprise Developer, and we can open the BMS map that contains the wrong text. Let me scroll down, and there we go. It's clearly has lost a W somehow. So we can replace that and press save, and Eclipse has now rebuilt that application. So we could test that now locally and make sure that we're happy with it, but I'm confident that that fix is okay. So we're just going to commit that straight back into our source code control system, something you wouldn't do in reality, but it's okay for a demo. So we'll stage that and fix typo. And so that's now been pushed back into Git, which we happen to be using as our source code control system today. So we need to trigger a build because our continuous integration system isn't actually automatically monitoring that. So we will just trigger a build. And now that's going away and using containers to build this application into the container, which we then use in Kubernetes. So we can see here that the build number is 7, and I happen to know that number is used as the tag to define which particular container version is used by Kubernetes. So we need to go and change a file to reference that new tag version. So over here, this is the file. It's a YAML file, and this image line here defines the exact container that we want to use. So we'll change the 2 to 7 this time. And do a replace all, and then save that. And then as soon as the build is complete, we can apply that to the Kubernetes cluster. So there we are. It's pushing the image to the registry, and it's all complete. So now we just need to apply that YAML to the cluster with a simple command line. And we can see that it says it's changed our stateful set, which means it's applied that change to Kubernetes. So we go back to the dashboard and refresh. And refresh again. Takes a little bit of time. There we go. Okay, so that's the new pod is starting up. So you can see pod initializing, the old one was terminated. And that takes about a minute or so to get fully up and running, which is one of the reasons that you need to do this during a maintenance window when nobody's using the application. So there is a way of actually pushing out changes to a running pack for those emergency situations or less planned fixes that need to be made. That's a little bit more involved, but if you want to see how that's done, we covered that in September's Tech Tips webinar, which is available for you to watch. And in that, we also cover a bit more detail about what's going on during the process of today's demo. Okay, so I think that's probably just about up and running now. So if we swap back to Rumba and try to connect. There we go, and we can run the bank transaction, and we can see that our fix is live now, and we fixed the text on the login screen. Okay, so that's the end of the demo. Thank you.
As you have seen, using containers to support your development processes can deliver some real benefits and can help ensure that your environments are consistent. For those who have rehosted, you have the option to expand this by using containers for your production deployment. If you would like some more examples on the use of containerization, we have provided links to 2 Bright Talk sessions from last year where we have covered deployment and scalability. Thank you for watching this demo booth session. We hope you found it informative and useful.